Howdy, folks. How's everybody doing? Just in time for kickoff. Reds, Brumbies. Who are you all picking for this one? My kids are in bed. Beer is open. As Junaid says, mate, not enough games on this weekend, but Reds and Brumbies should be a good one. I'll give you guys a time check in just a tick. How's everybody doing? All feeling well? I'm just pretty pumped for this weekend, eh? Don't know what's going on. Must be a COVID bounce back. As soon as you read this, please hit the like button if you haven't already. Oh, that's a good reminder, Phoenix, mate. Cheers. Right, I'm at 1 minute right about now, just FYI, in case I'm either miles behind or dropping spoilers for you all. Gasper, how am I feeling? Yeah, pretty much back to normal, man. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Nothing too dramatic. I just felt like garbage over the previous weekend, eh? I mean, again, nothing too dramatic. I was just real tired, so in the scheme of things, not too bad. Brumbies get the first penalty. Opal Miner, man, how's it going? Thanks for the idea to stream this one. I hadn't actually thought about it, but I thought after you said, nah, it's a bloody good idea. Bloody good idea. Two top Aussie teams. See where they're at. Fleshin', man, how you doing? You pumped for the weekend? Your boys taking on the Italians? Gonna cut them to bits, or is it gonna be a tough fight? Did I end up getting COVID from the kids and wife? Yeah, man, Junaid. That's it. That's it. My son brought it home from school. That was Saturday 2 weeks ago. And then I didn't catch it from him, I don't think, because I was still healthy. My missus and my daughter got it on the Tuesday, so like a few days later. And I was still good. Like my missus was out sleeping in the bed, just tired. She was still working, but like from home. Office job anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, she was just sleeping the whole day, and I was like looking after the kids, keeping my daughter settled, cooking dinners, and hanging up the washing and all that good stuff. And then just as my missus was starting to feel better, I was like, "Uh oh, my throat's sore. I think I know what's coming." So yeah, I just ended up getting crook. But as I said, in the scheme of things, it wasn't nothing dramatic anyway. Alaran, man, how's it going? Jonathan, bro. Yeah, going good. Going pretty good. Thank you, mate. Happy to be watching some rugby. As I said, the kids are in bed. I got beer. There's rugby on. Life is good. Fleshin is watching this game in a hotel bed in Porto, in Portugal. You just having a holiday? Going for the football? Is there any football on Porto? I know Porto's a football place. Junaid, but yeah, the kids bounced back crazily. 2 days they were golden. Me and my missus were kind of more like 4 days all up. The kids were like, yeah, they bounced back like nothing. Thankfully, the kids actually both slept a lot when they were sick too, so it was pretty quiet. COVID has just started going bonkers in Western Australia. I'm not surprised, LRR, mate. That's exactly what's happened here. Although Auckland's actually starting to slow down after it went crazy. My dad had it. My mum had it. My brother's house has all got it. Yeah, and we didn't see each other at all, so it's just been crazy. Craig, man, how's it going? Hope you're good. Did I ask you guys who you're picking for this one? Has anybody got the Reds with an away win, or are we all picking Brumbies at home? Felician's hoping Wales beat Italy, but you never know. You do never know in sports, but I would imagine your guys are pretty comfortable faves. Have I seen any of the women's games yet, Gaspar? Nah, mate. Unfortunately, no. My dad did. My dad did, but I haven't seen any. I'm hoping to catch the Women's Six Nations in a few weeks. Jamie, man, morning from Sweden. Hoping this is a good game. Yeah, still 0-0 after 5 minutes, but we'll see how things go. Shouldn't you be at work? Isn't it like Friday work time, Sweden? Free Swedish rugby spanner pick. Yeah, Jamie's been in a fair few streams for a long time as well. Whoa, what a hit. Paisami just knocked somebody's socks off. Far out. I own more Reds kit than Ribsy. This is, I think I'm wearing all my Reds kit. This is it. Paisami lined up. Oh, Jesus. Lolosio got absolutely rattled. Oh. Ouch. I have to write a note for that one, I'm sorry. Lolosio got up like a champ. Like a champ, because Paisami just flogged him. Aileron's got Brumbies by 3. Open Miner's got the Reds. Sinead's also hoping for the Reds. So just deleted that bloke, pretty much. Bloody hell. My brother got it, but somehow everyone else at home was safely. Luckily, that's cool, eh? But I guess it can skip. Like I said, I didn't catch it from my son, even though I was around him and helping him out when he was feeling crook. But yeah, my missus and my daughter both got it from him. What a hit, buried him. Absolutely, Hank, man. Flattened him. Rugby's not big in Sweden, very niche. Managed to find somewhere showing all the Six Nations games tomorrow. So that's your Saturday sorted. Nice one, bro. When I lived in China, there was a bar owned by a big, he's still there, a big Belgian guy named David. And he used to show all the soccer, rugby, Formula One, like any big kind of any big sports events popular, maybe not that popular in China. The Chinese would get along to watch the football, but not much else. Maybe a bit of the Formula One, certainly not the rugby. But yeah, the amount of nationalities you would see in that bar were numerous, and he actually had proper beer on tap, which was nice for a change. Novmum, am I still isolating? Today is my last day, so I'm free tomorrow. Happy days, but I've been feeling good for a few days, so yeah. James, man, good morning. How's it going? This match is going to be filled with a lot of big tackles. Oh, Uru, go Uru, Thomas. Oh, Kalani Thomas is like just short the line. For a slow ball. Muirhead's all over that and penalised. And some handbags. Haven't been watching much Super. Are these two teams classes ahead of the rest of the AU teams? Usual Sinead, both these teams are 4 from 4. And seemingly, yes, in their own league thus far. Not unbeatable, but the next best team, I think, is the Waratahs with 2 from 4. So, yeah. And my Formula One, David, I used to be, believe it or not, back when I was a young man, I used to work in a supermarket job when I was a uni student, and then when I left uni, I worked there for like a year full time to save some money. But I used to finish work at 3 in the morning, and so many of the Grand Prix were on at around about that time, like afternoon in Europe. So I used to come home and just watch Formula One until sunrise, and then go to the gym. So I used to watch a lot, but we're talking. I mean, that was still Schumacher, Barrichello, like quite a long time ago. So yeah, not for a long time in any serious way. I loosely follow it. I know some of the drivers now, but yeah, the teams change, the drivers change. Novmum tested positive last week and felt like a truck hit you. Spent a good 3 days mostly in bed, but recovered now. Oh man, that's no good, Novmum. But at least you're all good now. Um, I also spent a fair bit of time in bed, but I don't know if I would say a truck hit me. I was not quite that bad, Just tired. What's my time, Alaran? I am at 11 and a half minutes right about now. I've just thrown the line-out ball in. Gonna watch F1 this weekend, season starter? Probably not. What time is it on? One day I would love to just like, oh, here go the Brumbies. Oh, Banks maybe needed to let that one go. Um, I was thinking one day I would just love. I was thinking about it for the Super Bowl, just to do a live stream, just to see who wants to like watch the Super Bowl. But I'm like, half of me is like, that's gonna alienate people who are like, bro, why isn't this rugby? I don't know. I think it would be fun though to watch some random Formula One, ice hockey, American football. Like, I don't watch a lot of non rugby stuff, but I think there would be the odd time that could be pretty fun. Best game of Super so far, Junaid, would probably be either the Chiefs winning down in Christchurch last week, or maybe the Hurricanes come back against the Blues. That was pretty good. Ellard, mate, shouldn't you be at work? That's bizarre. Elron, how the heck am I 3 seconds ahead? Don't know. Blown Try says open miner. I agree. They probably let that one go there, but oh well. 40 seconds behind Sky, which makes sense, Junaid, seeing as I'm on their streaming instead of their TV. Plus YouTube adds 10 seconds. Chiefs win, surely, says Elron. Yeah, I think that was my first reaction. Chiefs beating the Crusaders down there is pretty sweet. I mean, the Crusaders just... Nothing against the Crusaders, they just never get beaten down there, So for it to actually happen was... I don't know, just refreshing. I would equally say... I don't know, who's like Leinster losing at home would just be massive. So, yeah, if Munster got a win at Leinster, it'd be like, wow, that's a big result. I'll update the score in just a second. The Brumbies kicked the first penalty to make it 3-0. Did I ever get an answer from Allard as to why he's not at work? Interview on Tuesday. Basically using all my holidays now so I don't have to work in Bristol anymore. The place is killing you. Bro, that sounds heavy. At least you got your Sky Sports subscription now to get the rugby on. It's Bahrain and the race is 2 a.m. Australian time. So that's, I think, probably 4 for me, mate. 4 a.m. for a sport I don't usually follow. Tough. Do F1, says Francois. One of these days. I don't know about a 4 a.m. one, but we'll see. FIFA World Cup this year. Stream that. Ooh. You know, I did like I used to be quite a decent football fan. I would say between 2005 to about when was not the last World Cup but the one before? Like a good, I don't know, 10-year period. I followed a fair bit of the old football, but I honestly couldn't handle all the diving anymore, eh? Like, I watched a bit of the Euros with my son because he was home on school holidays, and like when guys were faking injuries, he's like, "Oh, is he hurt?" And it's just embarrassing having to tell him he's not really hurt, son, but he wants to get a penalty, so he's making a big deal about it. But in about 10 seconds, he's going to be up on his feet running around again. Like that, that sucks. Like the words coming out of my mouth just felt terrible to say, right? So the diving drives me up the absolute wall. Just get ready to move to Munich on Monday, James. Goodness me, gonna miss the Leinster games. At least cheap beer and a dodgy stream. Well, as a guy who lived in China and lived off dodgy streams for many a year, I wish you good luck with that, mate. Good luck with the move. Right, 2014. I watched the 2014. That's the one where Germany gave Brazil a hiding, right? I think I enjoyed that World Cup, but it was the next one that I think by that point I was like, nah, I can't take this anymore. That's football for you, says Jamie. The floppers, says Phoenix. Yeah. Like, I know I'm getting in for a bit of that. I can handle it to a degree, but sometimes it just gets too much, eh? Albert Park race or Singapore, something in our time zone. Yeah, how long is the F1 race? That's a few hours, right? We'll see. Could be a bit of fun. Stock up on some beers. Did anyone see the Corsa commentary for the box put up on Instagram? I didn't see it, but I have seen enough Corsa highlights on Twitter to know the kind of thing you're referring to. High energy, for sure. It's like 2 hours. F1 isn't too bad. Yeah, I think it depends if you watch all the pre-match. I seem to remember when I would get home from work, they'd be doing all the pre-race, I don't know, build up, and then the post-match, wait for the press conference. I used to love waiting for the press conferences. Something about them were always, I don't know, they could get a bit snarky, eh? Allard, your favourite team, the Crusaders, lost last week. And yes, I agree with Elleron. You wash that mouth out, mate. Does anyone think Scotland will beat Ireland on Saturday? I would just say probably not putting a heck of a lot of money on that one, mate. Probably not. Kinghorn at 10. I mean, yeah, throw the dice, eh? Paul, mate, good morning. How you doing, sir? It is just after 10 o'clock in the evening here in New Zealand. Kids are in bed. Friday's almost over. Saw my mum and dad today. Even though I'm still technically on my last day of isolation, they've also just finished their COVID isolation, so um, we let them come over. I don't think it's very high risk, seeing as actually I was sick a day earlier than I tested positive, so I reckon I'm a day ahead of schedule anyway. Sorry guys, I'm just struggling to find a team that makes you happy, Ellard. Bro, just go with the Blues. You go with the Blues, I'm happy, you're happy, everyone's happy. We'll suffer together. Have the odd bit of success together. Come on. Gareth, man, good morning. How's it going, mate? We are 18, almost 19 minutes into this Reds Brumbies game, and it's still just 3 points 3 points apiece. No, it's 3 points nil. It's probably going to be 3 points apiece here. Did I just publicly admit I didn't follow the rules? Junaid, mate, well, the rules is like 7 days. 7 days, and then you're free, right? Well, I was sick on the Friday and tested twice, and it was still somehow negative. And I was like, bro, I'm living with 2 COVID people. No way I've got anything else. I haven't been anywhere. And yeah, it just took me an extra day. I tested positive a day late, so I reported my case a day late. So my isolation date ends a day late. But yeah. Anyway, what do I know? KT reckons go with the Canes. Phoenix says no Blues with the Blues. You got options. Chiefs, Alaram would supporting the Chiefs. "7 days from when you first show symptoms or when you tested positive." So Novmum, yeah, it is a day earlier then. Okay, well then Novmum's got me clear, I think. James O'Connor just pushed that penalty wide. Not ideal from the Reds start, away from home. What happened to Hastings, Gareth? Yeah, he's just fallen out of favour, mate. It's Russell number 1 and Kinghorn number 2, seemingly at the moment. I don't really understand it because I've been watching enough of the Premiership this year, where Hastings is now playing, to know the dude's been solid as a rock. Different style player from Russell, but more, I want to say, consistent. You know more what you get. Door slams open, the police burst in. Yeah, there's a Mr. Morgan here. Well, my door doesn't swing, it slides. But yeah, hopefully not. Go with a new franchise, or pick one of them if you're a new fan, Simon. Yeah, Alec, you could go with the Moana Pacifica or the Indrua, actually. I'm still not sure if it's Drua or Indrua. I've heard both. Could have thrown that one over Ripsy. Yeah, not James O'Connor's best work. I think we can admit that. I go with the Blues because of this channel, but I've always had a liking for the Chiefs. Well, Flesh, and stick with that first bit. Go with the Blues. I need all misery loves company, right? I need that. I need that help. Kinghorn selection seems like a roll of the dice trying to catch off Ireland off guard. Yeah, they would have been preparing for Russell, eh? So Kinghorn's a different player. He likes to run the ball a bit. So, I mean, he's a fullback come 10. So he's got wheels. Might be genius. Saw a crazy clip of the Drua scoring 5 tries. A few tries in like 5 minutes. Yeah, in their last game against the Reds, they scored 3 tries in about 6 or 7 minutes. Maybe it was 5, but yeah, it was quick fire 3. Yeah, that's a weird call. Pataya's just marked that, even though I heard the ref say it was touched as well. Next weekend we will know who from South America will have to face New Zealand. Probably for the FIFA World Cup spot. Oh, yeah. New Zealand is playing somebody tonight. I saw on the TV, but I'm not really following it. Jules says, having a debate with Irish family about the best tight head prop playing at the moment. Any thoughts? Probably Furlong. He's right up there. Pure scrummaging. Maybe you'd go Malherbe. He's a big old unit. Open field play, probably Tupou. I don't know. Those guys would be pretty good three. Believe it or not, the team that got me into Super Rugby was Michael Checker when he was coach of the Waratahs. True. Oh, O'Connor's made up for that missed penalty. O'Connor's just jinked his way over the line. A few phases. Taniela is the best prop in the world for Allard at the moment. Fair call. Can't miss that conversion. In the MLR, you wouldn't even have to convert that. That'd be an automatic 7. I will be bold enough to go and update the scoreboard to say it's 7. Boomfa. New Zealand's playing Papua New Guinea. There we go, Simon. I knew it was someone like that. Winners of Oceania play the 4th place Central American team. Yeah, it's a hard one for the All Whites boys to get up there. I think we used to play the Asian team, and we played Bahrain last time we qualified, which is probably easier than whatever plays South American team, to be fair. You should do an elliptical bike ride while watching the game to get some fitness in. I can't. I hate the elliptical machines, eh? They're horrible. I mean, I haven't been to a gym for years, in all honesty, but when I did try the elliptical machines, those things suck. Man, Jerome Brown just smashed Kalani Thomas. Oof. Is it Omicron that's been running through New Zealand at the moment? Flesh in, yeah, mate. Oh, it wasn't Kalani Thomas. It was McCryde at the back of that. Jeez, no wonder. Any plans to head up to France for the 2023 World Cup? I was considering it, but probably not at this point. I might have to go with the next one, which will probably be a wee bit closer to home. And scrum penalty to the Brumbies. Furlong was murdered last weekend. Yeah, although the Irish media, not Irish media, the Irish coaching team hinted to the fact that they were hard done by the officials and had that confirmation from the officials in their press conference prior to the Scotland game. They basically said they'd be working on some stuff, but they'd gotten some feedback that maybe the officials had missed something that the English were doing. Thought about collaborating with others on what I'm doing now. I have done the odd live stream with Rugby Analyst. Oh, bro, what a try. Tom Wright gets another one. Super Rugby's top try scorer gets another one. Yeah, I've done a collab with Gareth Mason. Have I done a collab with anybody else? I don't think so. Every now and again, I get people, not for a while, people who've just started their channels asking me to go on, and I don't usually do it, to be fair. I did it for the Yellow Cap when his channel was pretty early on because I knew him a bit. Nice little dink through for Tom Wright, man. That's sharp. He's on fire. Is he Aussie's best right winger at the moment, eh? Just think if you're in France for 2023, it'll save you a lot of early morning wake ups. True. To be perfectly honest, the main reasons why I'm probably not going to do it is number one, well, we had to buy a house, getting to that age. So we bought a house, I got a big fat mortgage, and also my kids are still a bit young. So next year, my wife would be at home with a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. And I don't think she'd be dead keen, somehow. So maybe once the kids are just a touch older. Who's the best winger? Monty Ioane, says Mason. He plays for Italy, so doesn't get anywhere the credit he deserves, but he's a monster. The numbers he puts up, I love my stats. He puts up some magic numbers despite playing for Italy. I haven't put the Brumbies try up. Sorry, folks. Be honest, I don't want to leave my garden. My garden's got nothing growing in it at the moment, eh? Nah. Family holiday. Somehow I don't know that I would be able to justify taking the kids out of school to go to the rugby. Alan loves Montiani. Good man. They do look better with him, that's for sure. Where's the 2027 World Cup? It looks like it's going to be Australia, mate. So I got no financial excuses not to go to that one because that's just across the ditch. And I've got family in Australia who I can mooch off for a place to sleep. Yes. Although not so much in New South Wales. I've got family in Melbourne and family in Queensland. Although I'm not even sure where they live in Queensland. I'm pretty sure they're out in the burbs, not anywhere near the city. I'll work it out. You'll be mortgage free by the time the 27 World Cup comes around. Novmum, I envy you. I'm going to be, I don't have my phone on me, mortgage free in like 25 years. Something like that. It's a long time. Reds look good in the scrum. They did in that one, for sure. They got pinged earlier. Anyone know how to use the Dolce Gusto coffee machine? Not I, mate. Although I can use it, I just can't froth the milk. I'm rubbish at that. I got connections in Western Australia too. Yes, not family connections, but I could probably plead with a few people, hey. Whoa. Ribsy was just talking about not having a fullback he could trust. And then was that Banks that just made a bit of a meal of that? Luckily they had advantage. Yeah. Paisami goes up. Yeah, Tom Banks had no chance with that. What was he doing? Anyway. Will we get packed crowds in Australia? Absolutely. Yeah, people will travel to Australia and locals get behind it for sure. Everyone loves the Rugby World Cup, man. Oh, nice hit. Reds are lost it forward. Chance gone. What channel is this on in the UK? It should be Sky Sports Action, I think. Don't quote me. Someone else help him out, folks. Do you agree that the Blues are benefiting from the Satyrs postponed match due to more chances for Roger Tuivasa-Sheck and Barrett back? Zach, I never thought about that, but that's a fair point. Yeah, the Blues will definitely benefit short term from having a bit of extra time to recover. Absolutely. Best player in the world under the high ball. If you ask me, I would still have to say everyone's favourite Bible basher, Izzy Folau. But the answer is Liam Williams. I haven't seen Folau playing since he's been in Japan, but that guy is unbelievable under a high ball. Liam Williams is good. Hugo Keenan's good. Freddie Stewart's good. Apart from Izzy, you'll notice these are all Northern Hemisphere guys. Man, the scrum's going both ways. What's going on? No consistency, and not one side getting on top. Maybe it's just a good contest. I always think Tom Banks looks more like an insurance salesman than a rugby player. He's he's kind of ungainly, eh? Like, and that's not a slight on him. Like, some guys just don't look like they move that fluidly. He's freaking quick, but yeah, he just doesn't. Especially in the air, he doesn't have a very natural jump about him. Some guys just look slick. I wouldn't say Tom Banks is one of them, but I mean, he's a skilled dude. Very fast. It's on Sky Sports Action. Good stuff. Even though the Skybox was telling you it was darts. They only just got the rights in the last few days, so they probably haven't updated the programming, mate. They literally didn't have the rights at the start of the competition, but now they do. Ben Smith used to be money under the highball aileron. Believe it or not, I watched a Ben Smith video about how he took highballs, about how he had this like catching kind of pose thing, and like I've been drilling that into my son. That's how you do it. I've been throwing him highballs, so we'll see how it goes. Can't praise Izzy because he's not a nice man, whether you like him or not. The dude was good under a high ball. What else can you say? There's no denying it. Tom Banks looks like the kind of bloke who should be in line to buy tickets to a rugby game. Some guys just have that feeling about them, eh? Like talking about Ben Smith, the accountant. You wouldn't have thought he was like one of the world's best fullbacks back in his day. Franz Malherbe looks like he should be at the bar, like with a bucket of chicken wings or something. But bro, dude can scrummage like nobody's business. So yeah. Have you looked at the current Blues squad for State of Origin? About three-quarters were rugby boys until the NRL bought them. Oh man, that's brutal. But that's just the different thing with Australia, eh? Like, you guys have got five union teams, and how many NRL teams? Like 12? So, like, where have you got better odds to get a gig if you're like a young rugby player? Odds are you're going to find a league gig before you get a union one. Over here, it's 5-1 in favor of union. There's only one league team. Train them young, yeah, mate. Get them into. I'm using a ball which is not fully inflated though, so like if it smashes into his face, he's not getting whacked around. The ball's kind of still soft, so it's not full on training for the 6-year-old. What can I say? Felician's off for breakfast. All right, man. Enjoy. The ref is lecturing the front rowers, and Falau Fainga just shook his head in disgust. Irish boy Keenan is the best you've seen under the high ball. His skills come from his Gaelic football background. You read somewhere. He is. He's very good. I mean, just look at last week. The English put so many bombs up for him, and he defused all of them. Then he would get smashed because they would just crunch him. But yeah, he took the high balls. The NRL has 15 teams, moving to 16. Bloody hell. Where's the newest team going to be? Brumbies have just knocked it on. There's going to be more handbags. Oof. Jules just can't get into the NRL. Keep it that way, Jules. Keep it that way. You and me. AFL's big everywhere, but Queensland and New South Wales, isn't it still pretty big in both those places as well? It's just not the biggest. I mean, I've been in Melbourne. I know the AFL just dominates everything. It's almost half time. Man, this half's flown, folks. Red's just going to kick it out here? Probably. I don't think they want to play from their own 22. Yeah, there we go. We'll have a rest. Okay. A bit of an arm wrestle. Have you been able to get brown sugar over the last few months? I haven't bought brown sugar, enough, mate. We do have white sugar. It's not a truly hyped game if there aren't any handbags. You do need some handbaggery, don't you? Halftime trivia, yes. What do I do with that bottle cap? Here it is. Here it is. Ooh, it's a long one. What the hell? I think we might have had this question before because it's pretty random. I'm pretty sure we've had this one. Pretty sure. Better get dinner in the stove. Alright, mate. Chuck your dinner in the oven. I'm like 99% sure we've had this question before. But we will plough on. The new NRL team will be somewhere in the north of Queensland, north of Brisbane. Oh, so... Okay, there's already a team in North Queensland. Right. Question is... Booza... I can't tell if there's an I on the end because there's been a printing thing on it. Buzakashi is the sport of Afghanistan that involves fighting on horseback for the possession of what? There's your trivia question. Dead goat. Alaran nails it. It says or calf. But yeah, there you go. Dead goat, says Mr. Jennings. Also nailed it. Does he got a goat, but not the fact that it was dead. Don't think it's quite young virgin somehow. There you go. Or calf, says Zach. Man, nailed it. Yeah, it says a headless goat or calf. So that was our first one, but I'm pretty sure we've had that one before. It seems all too familiar. I'm just going to quickly check the halftime stats. We've had this answer. The answer is baby cow. Yeah, I was pretty sure we had that one. Possession 37-63 to the Reds. Territory 42-58 to the Reds. What? You won't believe the run meters. The run meters are 34 and 50. That's not a lot. I guess because we've had 8 scrums. Bloody hell. That can't be right. In one half, one guy should have 34 run meters, not a freaking team. That doesn't seem right. Maybe it does. Don't know. It's saying the most run meters is Tom Banks with 15 for the Brumbies and Harry Wilson with 16 for the Reds. And it's saying half time. Don't know, folks. I'm skeptical. Skeptical about that one. Does Andrew Mertens live in Australia now? Yes, he does. He is full-time based in Australia. He was even the Waratahs kicking coach for a while. He coached Bernard Foley back at the Tars. I think the year they won it, actually. And then he's kind of gone into punditry. Too many mistakes from the Reds. Yeah, I don't think either team will be exactly thrilled with how that first half went, but they both scored a nice try. But yeah, the Reds have just coughed up too much pill. It's so bloody slow it's possible. I guess there's been a lot of scrum mucking around, eh? So that could be. You guys are having some conversation about pasta, which I'm not fully in on. You making pasta? I remember last season the Tars had a game with 22 run meters and we discussed that if it was the lowest ever. Yeah, well, this one is, if true, particularly low. Yeah. 34-50 at half time. I guess it's not really been a game of open, flowing, free rugby. The Reds have only made 11 tackles in the whole half. The Brumbies have made 53. But the Reds guys aren't going anywhere and they've coughed up the ball 5-1. Thinking about making pasta from scratch. I can honestly say I've never made pasta from scratch. when I lived in China, me and this Aussie guy, Damien, who was a big league man, he used to make meat pies because you couldn't buy meat pies, like mince and cheese pies, steak and cheese pies, that kind of thing. He used to make them from scratch, like made his own pastry and stuff like that. That dude was hardcore. To find all those ingredients and stuff in China was like that's the kind of thing you can buy down at the service station, the petrol station here in New Zealand. You can basically get a pie 24/7, but yeah, in China you got to make it all yourself. So that dude was next level. I lived with him for a while. He liked his beers. He drank every night. I couldn't keep up with the dude. Jamie, mate, good morning. How's it going? How is it going? Sorry for making this, but are you a sports journalist? Because you've just started, and Channel 7 Brisbane, the Reds are the lowest priority. Want to give them more coverage. Not a journalist at all. My brother used to be a journalist. That's about as close to being a journalist as I got. My brother might have some tips. I don't know. Send me an email. I'll forward it on to him. But he was never with a broadcaster. He was only a print journalist. Anthony, mate, there's been 2 tries in this game. And some big hits, basically. A bit of aggro. The scrums have been messy. It's probably what you've missed. I reckon the second half will be better than the first. All you have to do to be a journalist is call yourself a journalist. I think I might have said this before, but when I first started this channel, and my brother, was he still a journalist by then? Maybe he had already quit because he got sick of being a journalist. But when I used the term to cover, like, oh, I'm going to cover the, like, Six Nations for the first time or something, he freaking laughed as if, like, haha, cover, like you're a journalist. I was like, what other word am I supposed to use, prick? Like, talk about? We got a word there. Use it, you elitist mother with your words. Anyway. Jamie, yeah, we've got a small Discord. I don't get on there anywhere as much as I should. But yeah, there's a few people on the Discord having a wee chat every now and again. It's in the description of all the vids. Alan, yeah, jump on the Discord. You'll like it. Oh, and Ribsy's a journalist, so he can say that. Oh, nice. Oh, and Grant is here under an alternative account. It's Grant Dexter of Taiwan Cricket. He's a legit journalist as well. I'm getting ads for Disney Plus instead of any rugby coverage at halftime, just FYI. In case you're wondering what us Kiwis are having to watch at the moment, only on Disney Plus. Eternals, that movie was pretty rubbish. Oh, sorry, Grant. All right, Jamie, mate, have a good day at work. Journalists own all the words in the dictionary. Yeah. I understand the jokes, guys, but I am as at 7 as a reporter and want to do more on the Reds. We need to get this man some stories. How do you do it? Bro, Allard, holy smokes, 50 squids. And what does that say? Nadolig Llewellyn. I butchered that. I absolutely butchered that. Man, cheers. Finish this beer. Stop milking it. You better go get that job. Get that promotion if you're going to chuck money around like that. Thank you, brother. Bear with me a sec. I'm just going to grab another beer. Google it. Bro, I have to use my phone because my computer can't do two things at the same time. Let's Google Alan's Welsh phrase. There it is. Merry Christmas? Bro, what? Okay. That's, yeah, it's slightly early. My most recent story was Taiwan Dragons look to expand cricket in Taiwan. Then you've got some advice for Mr. Jennings, who wants to expand Severn's coverage of the Reds. Absolutely. Okay. Second trivia question. Ella had a stroke and gave £50. What's that, 20 grand Kiwi? And yeah, he's only given it because he's still single. You have money in your pocket, sir. Yes, not having to pay for the drinks. I listened to too much Bill Burr. I interviewed Kalani Thomas on Wednesday last week, put a whole story together. They scrapped it 30 minutes before to talk about some golf hole-in-one bull crap. Damn. That's pretty brutal, mate. Yeah. I'll tell you, mate, the reason my brother got out of journalism because it was getting too clickbaity and sensationalist. I can tell you that much. So maybe you need to go with clickbaity and sensationalist. I don't know. Right. Trivia question. As Grant says, no Googling. It's a rugby related one this time, and I don't think we've had this question before. So, which country appeared at the 2011 Rugby World Cup for the first time? And yes, that is Grant Elleran. Which country appeared at the 2011 Rugby World Cup for the first time? Oh, Ribsy nails it. Right out of the blocks. Russia. It was Russia. Goodness me. Jamie got it as well. Allard got it. How'd you guys know that? I didn't know that. Maybe I did know that. I don't know. I've got their jersey from that World Cup. It's the only Russian jersey I could find. It was on Trade Me second hand, like 8 years after the event. Russia, their first World Cup was 2011. Ellen's dropping a relationship question into the chat. Let's see this. Can someone explain this to me? If you tell a girl you move around a lot before you get together and then get together and tell her you're moving and she gets upset, who's in the wrong? Oh, that's like a Bill Burr advice column question. Can't do that guy justice, but if you said, second half underway by the way, if you said you moved around a lot, then I think you've been pretty honest and open and upfront there. So I don't think there's any right to get mad, although the idea would be, well, now that you're with me, you should settle down, I'm guessing. But there we go. Grant, mate. Taiwan cricket, 150 Taiwan dollars. Well done, Ribsy. Wait, Russia? That Russia. Cheers, man. Yeah, Russia. I'll probably get blocked by YouTube now for saying that word. Russia. But yeah. They were at the 2011 Rugby World Cup. I think they played the US. That was their biggest game, right? Aileron's got the Thai green curry back on the stove and back on the rugby. Yeah, good man. But yeah, cheers, Mr. Taiwan Cricket, Grant, whoever you are. Should be coming into cricket season now that the Northern Hemisphere's hitting into summer, eh? And Aileron says, yeah, they're not going to be in any World Cups for a while. That's true. That's true. That situation's just messed up, eh? It's bad to say, well done, Russia. Please don't get censored. This is about rugby, yeah. Oh man, Brian just donated as well and said, love your work, man. Come on, Ireland this weekend. And I don't say this a lot, but let's go England. Cheers, Brian, mate. If you guys aren't following what's up with the Six Nations, basically France can win it all by winning against England for the Grand Slam, but Ireland could pip them if only England can do them a favour in that final game. So if Ireland beats Scotland and then France lose to England, Ireland have got a chance. So hence, some Irish fans will be cheering on the boys in white this weekend. But cheers, Brian, mate. Appreciate that. Besides pasta, what else would you like to learn how to cook, Junaid? When I cook, I tend to go with the simplest of dishes. A roast is generally about as simple as it gets because you just prep that stuff. Preferably you leave it to stew in some kind of sauces or juices the night before. And then just chuck that sucker in the oven. And then you're free for like the next hour while it cooks. Roasts are really low maintenance. And you can kind of pretend you're busy. Like your kids are like, hey, can you come do this? I'm like, oh, no, I'm cooking dinner. Like, it's just sitting in the oven. What can I say? Does that make me a terrible parent? Jamie says, Allez les Bleus. I mean, to be honest, I'd also like to see the French get the Grand Slam, pardon me, because they've come close for a couple of years now. But not managed to get it done. So it'll be a massive achievement for them, but whatever happens, we'll see. Jack, mate, how are you doing, sir? We are going good. We are second half, watching the Reds and Brumbies. It's still a bit of an arm wrestle. Neither side's really got on top. Oh, Mr. Jennings, sir, our journalist friend from sunny Australia. Getting in on the action. Cheers, mate. We need to brainstorm some ideas for get this guy some progress and getting the rugby coverage going in Australia. If anyone's got any ideas other than make it more clickbaity and sensationalist, which is what my brother told me he hated about being a journalist, drop them in the chat. But cheers, mate. Sinead says making pizza from scratch is fun. To be honest, the last time I made pizza from scratch was with my ex-girlfriend before I met my wife. I haven't done that since. I don't think she knows. So I'll not say that one too loud. Fortunately, my wife doesn't watch my channel. Scrums are still messy. Ribsy says, I'm going to be a contrarian and say I enjoy the score on the bottom left. I have no reason why. I just want to be on the other side of this. I never even knew this was as a debate. What I can tell you though, the most annoying thing Sky New Zealand used to do was change the side of the names. Okay, let's start this again. Basically, standard practices, home side goes on the left, away side goes on the right. Sky New Zealand used to make it whoever's playing on this side of the field put their score on this side and then the other side on this side, so they're on the same side as the side the team is on. Score and team on the same side, and then at halftime they would swap. Used to drive me over the wall. Like, I like the fact that you can look at it and go, Brumbies' name is first, they're at home, even if I don't know the stadium. Yeah, anyway. No worries, Mr. Jennings, mate. Is it David? For some reason I see D. Jennings and I'm like, he's got to be David Jennings. It's a bit of a curse in the Six Nations. Ireland won the Six Nations before each of the last 3 World Cups, and we know how that went. True. France are at home. France are not Ireland at World Cups. Ireland just need a cracker quarter final, eh? Are the little ones ever going to make an appearance, Gareth? They have on Patreon, just quietly, for a video each on rugby jerseys, but maybe when they're a bit older. Don't know. Might put some of my son's rugby highlights on at some point when he gets underway again this season. Darcy. Oh, not David, but I got the DA right. So, losing bonus point, maybe. Got the right vowel. Zach says I studied communications and learnt some journalism. The issue is they encourage the students to be clickbait and captivate the readers. Zach, yeah, my brother literally worked for. He got his. I know this is off topic. Kind of part of what we've been talking about with Darcy's work, but my brother wanted to study journalism, so he got like a free paid journalism diploma after he did his uni degree, paid for by one of the local media outlets here. So the deal is we pay for your degree or diploma for like a year, and then you work for us for like, is it 2 years? But it's a guaranteed job and a job in the field, but it's for like a local newspaper writing stories about, grandmother knits mittens for cats who got lost, abandoned after Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, not real hard-hitting news journalism, but good, honest local stories. And then once my brother had done that for a few years, he was like, right, I'm time to go to the big leagues. And he went to the New Zealand Herald, which is like our big newspaper, like our version of the New York Times, or I don't know, what's another big newspaper? The Telegraph. Is that a newspaper? That's a website. And yeah, they were just real clickbaity. This is years ago. And my brother was like, excuse my language, if you don't want to hear me swear, mute now. But my brother was like, fuck this, I'm not working for this bullshit. And then he went back to the little newspaper and became like the editor. So he got to do more stuff that he wanted to do. But yeah, the real mainstream stuff, he couldn't stand it, eh? But I don't know what it's like in TV. Might be a different story. Ribsy worked for News Corp for 15 years, pure filth. Can you not name the company? Man, they name and shame. The New Zealand Herald put out some absolute shite for years, so they deserve it, I'm afraid. It's the main reason why the NRL dominates in Brisbane due to the scandals, where union is more clean. Hard to clickbait. Yeah, it's that kind of catch-22, eh? Where you don't want it to be notorious. But notorious gets the clicks, eh? Luke, mate. Going good. How's it going yourself, sir? And so the legal battle begins. That's all hearsay. Oh, the New Zealand Herald, the smaller, better company. Oh, it wasn't even a better company. It's just, I think it's called Fairfax. And they just make a bunch of, like, generic little local papers. Like, if you're in central Auckland, it's the Central Leader. If you're where I live, it's the Western Leader. If you're in East Auckland, it's called the Eastern Courier or something. It's basically all the same newspaper, and they regurgitate as many stories as they can that apply to all Auckland, and then they have a few local ones. So, yeah. And it wasn't necessarily a better company, but they just weren't as clickbait driven. They were more like local news driven. Dizzy says this game's a bit stop and start, and the scrums has just not got going, eh? Jack's happy the Super Rugby games are on Sky in the UK, much easier to watch. I, for one, am also relieved, mate, because that streaming service option was absolutely only for the pure diehard fans, not people who just want to tune in the morning and watch some rugby, eh? Nice and sleazy, mate. Good morning. Your daughter is right. I do look better in red. Good to hear. It's a suitable colour. Although not if it's Crusaders red, I'm going to say that. Oh, the Brumbies can't convert that one. I just can't read the rugby writers at the Herald. It's just awful clickbait BS, says Alaran. Yeah, I struggle with it myself. The other one, the other website stuff is not a lot better. Fairfax NZ is owned by Stuff, right? Luke's living the dream. Surprised to see the Reds are behind. And yeah, mate, COVID's all clear. Thank you for that. No dramas, really. Just see, allegedly. Everything's allegedly. Anyway. Wales Online can be dreadful. I learnt that as well, to be fair, Alan, mate. Wales Online. Oh, try time. Jerome Brown? Or is he in touch? What's going on here? As a Chiefs fan, the rugby articles make me want to pull my eyes out. Talking about the New Zealand Herald. Yeah. Keith, mate, the fair weather rugby fan. Kia ora, Mark. About to head into work. Watch this later. Have a good weekend. Alright, bro. Take care, man. Enjoy the MLR this weekend. If you guys are interested in some MLR, the fair weather rugby fan, aka Mr. Keith over in Texas, he keeps us updated with the MLR stuff. So, good man to check out. If you want to pick a team, it's a fun little comp. Getting off the ground, growing every year. And Jerome Brown for the Brumbies. Ooh, his foot is going to be just in touch, I reckon. The leg looks like it hits touch. Good to hear, mate. Beer helps, I'm sure. Got a soft play kids party tomorrow. Basically going to be a COVID convention. Yeah, mate. Well, my boy got it from school. My brother's daughter, my niece, got it from school. So, yeah, those kids are just filthy, mate. Pacific Rugby fan, can you do a live for tomorrow watching the Chiefs versus Moana Pacifica? I think that game's on a bit earlier, but I'll see if I can give it a go. I'll see how the timing works tomorrow, if I can get the kids in bed and stuff. Like 9:45, kids are well in bed. 7 o'clock, the kids are still up. So, but it's going to be a fun game, so fingers crossed. More likes than viewers. YouTube must love that, surely. That never happens, I'll admit. Any Deltacron cases in New Zealand? What? I think we're pretty much done with Delta. It's all Omicron over here. Big V8 show, mate. How is it going, sir? Finally done with work for the week. Good man. Yeah, this one's a bit of an arm wrestle, to put it mildly, mate. More likes than viewers is probably just a review of the game we're trying to watch. Drop in, like the stream, turn it off, go to bed. Deltacron is a new variant? Fucking hell, are you serious? No. I thought that was a joke. I literally thought that was a joke. Are you shitting me? Sorry for the language, but no, please, no more variants. Although actually Omicron ended up pretty good, eh? Milder, spreads fast, everyone gets it, and then we get immunity, hopefully for a while. You guys aren't joking, man. I'm so behind on the news. It looks like the Brumbies, have they conceded? Scored? Tom Wright again? Nah, Paisami got to it. I suspect Two Nations has a Six Nations team in the tournament. Yeah, man, I was actually going to send you a message about that. If you are free and available, I'll be starting to work on that pretty much on Monday, straight after the games. So with streams, do they assess how many minutes people stay? I don't think it's as important for streams. It's more important for regular videos. YouTube likes high watch time. If a video people turn it on and then turn it off within like a minute, YouTube doesn't like that. They want you to stay longer to watch more ads, basically. But I don't think streams it matters as much. I could be wrong. Pen. I just have to update the score because the Brumbies have got a penalty to make it 13 points to 7. Am I doing all the Super Saturday games? No. No, I'm not. I am going to do France and England. 9 o'clock. Engagement is their key focus. Yes. They like, YouTube likes. It likes comments. As far as I'm aware, dislikes actually help too, as long as they're not overwhelming, because that also counts as an engagement. It likes high watch time. It likes clicking on to watch more of the same content. I don't know, man. There's heaps of factors. The Six Nations previews do pretty well. To be honest, I do that many videos that I don't actually really look too much into the stats about the average watch time. But yeah, views-wise, international stuff always does way better than any club stuff. Always. Yeah. Whoa, Hamish Stewart showing some footwork. I do reckon the Super Rugby stuff has died down in interest since the South Africans left, at least on YouTube, just because South Africa's massive. Those guys are diehard rugby fans, and there's a lot of them. So, like, yeah, Super Rugby in terms of YouTube stuff is less since the South Africans left, but the URC, it's more than the Pro 14 was. Paisami, he's just done Tom Banks. Can't get to the line. Surely the Reds are going to score here. Oh, they got advantage, the Reds. They can go in front with the 7. Come on. Oh, offside. Zach misses the South Africans in Super Rugby. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a card. Wow, home crowd doesn't like that. Yeah, they're all just advantages, but refs like, nah. Tom Banks just managed to keep a hold of Baisami. And Ellis says Wales Italy's the game to watch. The one that's actually a dead rubber. But yeah, I'll be getting up to watch that one live. I'll watch it live. I'll get out of bed. I'll watch it. Swain was miles off and tackled him, and he's gone. Alright, mate. He is gone, Burger. How are the Rebels so poor this season, mate? If you can name a stat for Super Rugby this year, the Rebels are probably the worst at it, apart from their line out. Their line out is actually pretty good, but everything else is rubbish. Ellen, mate, what does he say? Wales, Italy's clear the game to watch. We could finish third. Yes. Wales can finish third if France and Ireland win, right? Because that's first and second. And then Scotland don't get a bonus point. Anyway. Cheers, Mr. Ellen, mate. Good luck with your interview next Tuesday. Hope you get that job, eh? Maybe they won't have to move around so much. Bro, the Reds just scored. Just reading RFU is ready to back the red card replacement law, and Luke is shocked as to why they're suddenly so motivated now. Yeah, well, wonders never cease. Ooh, on-field try. The Reds may be catching right up here. NASA is... Oh, the ball's down before his foot touches A. That's going to be a try. Nice. The ref doesn't seem to believe it, eh? The team was like, you can award the try. And he's like, hey, you can avoid the try. There's no foot in touch there? No foot in touch, you can award the try. Okay, sweet. Anyway, pretty nice. Game on. Is he going to get this? Put the Reds in front? Or do they stay behind? Chicken Wing says, favourite rugby match ever? Probably the 2015 final, selfishly as a Kiwi. That was not only a great win for the All Blacks, but just generally a great game of rugby. Like, just when you thought the All Blacks had it, down for all money, then the Wallabies came right back into it when Ben Smith got yellow carded. So, proper game. If I get it, mate, I won't move till I'm ready to go abroad. Yeah, okay, fair enough. At least you can stock your bank account up a wee bit, get yourself some experience, and move when you're ready. But anyway, that's 5 points to the Reds during that yellow card. Flesham went to have his brekkie. Oh, he's back. Back from brekkie. Never been waited on so attentively. 3 waitresses. Oh, you're living the good life, Flesham, mate. Absolutely. You should try Pizza Hut in China. The staff, it's like, I don't know if it was like this in other countries, but New Zealand, back in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, Pizza Hut was like a restaurant where you would sit down and have dinner. Like China, it's still like that. It's not, I wouldn't say it's fine dining, but it's, yeah, it's like, it's certainly classier than McDonald's or something. It's like a proper restaurant. Like, yeah, man, like I've literally, like a prick, in Pizza Hut in China, I just put my hand up and I was like, and a waitress or waiter, I can't remember, just came. Yeah, so, yeah, anyway. Japan v South Africa was pretty awesome. That's also true. Cracking finish, that one. Smile on Bodie's face when the ball was set up for him. Yeah, true. Oh man, Pataya's just been pushed back into his own in goal. Brumbies are fired up. Pizza Hut was a weird call. All you can eat buffet thing in Australia when I was a kid. Now it's just delivery. Same here in New Zealand, man. There's like loads of buildings here in Auckland where you can look like that used to be a Pizza Hut because just the building shape. Like I never used to live in West Auckland when I was a kid, but I moved here, and there's a restaurant down the road from me. I'm like, hey, there used to be a Pizza Hut. Just that distinctive building shape, eh? Yeah. What happened to that? Pizza Hut buffets, Jack. Yeah, that's it, mate. Pizza Hut buffets were the best. I used to go pretty hard on the dessert. Nov Mum says, I've been to Pizza Hut restaurant in Royal Oak, I think it was the early 2000s. Nov Mum, that Pizza Hut in Royal Oak was literally, I would say, 10 minutes walk at most, maybe a 1 or 2 minute drive from where I grew up. That was my local Pizza Hut. So yeah, you may have bumped into me when I was a shitty teenager. Laurent has one problem with Pataya. He's always injured, wincing, and complaining. He does have a pretty bad injury record. That's true. Right, the Brumbies look mad. Banks! No, gets smashed. Just informed the wife that we are in an Irish bar for rugby tomorrow, and her reaction was not great. She should know you by now, mate. Come on. She should really know you by now. Did you ever go to Ollie's? Nov, mum. Are you kidding me? Ollie's is even closer to my house. I recognize the owner of Ollie's, and whoever just smashed that um, spam in the mod, thank you very much for that. Ollie's is a ice cream parlor here in Auckland. One of there can't be many ice cream parlors left. Are we getting loads of double-story units being built in West Auckland? Yep. Basically, any bit of land which is on a more than 400 meter square section, they demolish the house and build a double-story or couple of townhouses, units, or whatever. It ain't a stream without the strippers. I think there's a mode where you can turn it on so it's like only subscribers can comment. That might stop with the spammers. I don't know. Luke says my mate has moved to New Zealand and been shocked with the quality of Domino's pizza, as in it's crap or as in it's excellent. That could go either way. Shots of the mods taking up the faster than the rest of the Brumbies. Pretty quick. Brumbies are about to kick a penalty with a minute and a half left on the card. He'll take his sweet time. You should look at getting subscriber only posting live chat. I've never actually tried it, but I've seen it on other live chats, so I know it's possible. I just don't know how to do it. I'll have to investigate. I would imagine most people who tune in to the live streams are probably subscribed, so I wouldn't be like alienating a bunch of people, but you never know. Some people might be like, hey, how dare you make me subscribe to your stupid channel to watch your live stream? Don't know. I try not to be too particular anyway. Same here in Hamilton. If a house is on sale for flat large land, it gets demolished in 5 or 6 units, selling for around $1 million each. Yep. New Zealand is getting more intensive housing, but I lived in China, where it's like a freaking 30-story apartment with, I don't know, 5 or 6 apartments on each floor. So that's nothing new for me. They can just watch, not comment. That's very true, Aileron. But it's a pretty particular audience on these live streams, eh? Like it's more just like it's just like a casual chat. Someone mentioned Kiwi lads earlier. Like it's not like that. That's commentary. It's totally different. How am I supposed to get good action without shady, unsolicited YouTube stream links from bots? That's true. That's true. And Mark's getting ready to watch some NRL instead of these penalties and cards. To be fair, there's a lot the NRL does well that rugby still needs to kind of learn from, but not everything. But then again, I don't watch enough NRL to really know. Wait, Taiwan's not China. Wait, where'd that come from? Oh, because of the apartments thing? Do you guys do the apartments thing in Taiwan? I would imagine you do. I bet you do. But you live in an apartment. Do you think that Sexton is Ireland's greatest ever player? I mean, it's hard for me to go past O'Driscoll for like players that I grew up watching, eh? I know it's a different position, but man, Brian O'Driscoll was just something else. NRL has the bunker, the worst investment NRL has. Is the bunker bad? I know it's fast. It's faster than the TMO we have here. One of my big bugbears about the TMO is it's so freaking slow. And Ben O'Keefe was on the breakdown the other day saying like, well, we want to get it right. And I'm like, I know you want to get it right, but bro, you don't have to take 5 minutes. Sexton's better. Sexton did get World Player of the Year 2018. They're both good players. Alice says this game is making life difficult. It's an arm wrestle, and it continues to be. Here we go. Oh, why didn't you give it to Mog? Oh, come on. Gotta go chop down a tree. Alright, Luke, mate. Good luck with that. Wear gloves. Bunker is faster for sure. If you guys don't know what the bunker is, in the NRL, the Aussie Rugby League, it's a specialist like off-site TMO service where they refer any video decisions and they get through them frickin' quickly. But yeah. I've seen spam bots that subscribe to channels. Oh, so that trick won't get them to stop commenting? That's why I need my moderating team. Steve, mate, we are in about the last 10 minutes. The clock's not on the screen at the tick, but I'll let you know. 71:20 on the clock for me. Someone mentioned big cardboard faces, and now I know what you're talking about. I just saw a big Tom Banks in the crowd. I hadn't noticed it up until now. Bloody hell. Oh man, the Brumbies just can't unleash Mog. Unleash the Mog. The bunker, if you're going to be wrong quickly and with confidence. In some ways, that honestly might work more because taking 4 or 5 minutes for the TMO stuff in Union pisses me off. As long as they don't get the really obvious ones wrong, like foot on the line. If they sub, you'll hit 1 million subs fast. I suppose that's actually a good point. Fleshin's going to go do the touristy thing. All right, mate. Enjoy the games tomorrow. I'll be here for France and England if anyone wants to watch that one. And possibly Moana Pacifica against the Chiefs, but we'll see. James is enjoying this game. And Halloran says nobody likes Mog, apparently. Nobody wants to give him the bloody ball. The fact that this game's still in the balance with 7 minutes to go is a good thing. It even has doctors in the bunker now pulling the guys off the field for assessments, ruling doctors at the actual game. Steve, I didn't know that. That seems nuts. France versus England, Junaid, if you're in NZ, is 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Yeah, it's 8 p.m. GMT and it's 9 p.m. local time in France. So it's a late kickoff, but Victoria, who's Kiwi in France, tells me the French like the late kickoffs. Pat, how's it going, Pat? The Reds need to snap a field goal and then run for a try to finish. Yeah, they need something. And I know, Sinead, 9 a.m. is an actual decent time. I actually kind of prefer like 5 o'clock because my kids are still in bed, but my wife, excuse me, for that important game, has promised to take the kids out as long as it's not raining. So I may have the house to myself to some rugby. Happy days. I like Jesse Mogg, by the way, Alaran. He's a good player. He's got a big old boot. I would pass him the ball if I were given the chance to do so. France should beat England comfortably unless the occasion gets to them. I agree with that, Jamie. I imagine the game for France, if they can handle the high balls, England are going to kick to them. France should be fine. I mean, France haven't won it in a long time, right? So we can't really begrudge them a win. But you got to win it to earn it. So, yeah. Mark has an awesome haircut. Well, he's streamlined. He's streamlined. He's better than half the Crusaders squad, that's for sure. It would be so totally French to somehow make a mess of it. I kind of agree with that, does he? Yeah. But if they get this one, honestly, how confident are they going to be next year? It's a team game too, since there are 13 other players to pass it as well. That's true. True enough. Favourites, France favourites for the World Cup, James? They surely are. I know you're not a fan since, but do miss captain's referral, bro. I hated the captain's referral, eh? Just too much stuff slowing the game down. I mean, honestly, sometimes I wish we didn't have TMO. But I do remember there was the odd howler that the ref would just miss an obvious foot in touch or an obvious forward pass, which you could argue they still sometimes miss, like an obvious knock on. Like, that's the stuff that I want the TMO to get rid of. Like, the 50-50 stuff, I'm not that fussed if it goes against the team or another, eh? It's just the really egregious stuff I don't want to see. But, like, sometimes watching no TMO games is just more free-flowing, right? The guys don't muck around for so long. In a 2 cents without I don't want to say this. They can handle it. They got enough trophies to cry into if they ever feel offended. That's not straight, surely. Oh well, still straight. If I had to choose between captain's referral and TMO or no TMO, I think I'd probably choose no TMO, eh? I can handle the odd howler, can I? Until your team loses the World Cup with a howler. Bro, bro. Oh, McWright. Could have had that one, but the bounce didn't sit for him. Whoa. Hate how many red cards are given for such small events in games now, says Steve. No TMO, you don't get as many red cards. Doesn't the NRL have like an on report system where they evaluate it after the game? That's the kind of thing I can kind of also get behind. But I mean, if you say this kind of thing, there's a lot of people on social media who will crucify you for saying you're not looking after player safety and whatnot. I don't think you can. I don't think it's like the fact that you want to watch an entertaining game without red cards as much as you can, and also want to have player safety. I don't think they're like mutually exclusive, right? Like, if you put a guy on report for a high tackle or dangerous tackle, you can still give him a freaking big ban or a fine or something. I still think they can be punishment. Oh, the Reds have blown a try. Chance, drop ball. Oh, man, brutal. Oh, man. The Reds. Yeah, surely that's a knock on. Do I think rugby union Australia is dying? I think it's alright. I mean, it's not at the same level as the AFL or NRL, that's for sure, but I think it's doing okay. The Reds are totally bottled that, pretty much, Ribsy, mate. They had a hell of a chance. The ref can send it to the judiciary, then the player. They're looking after player safety, but what has happened in rugby has almost taken away the contest. Yeah, but honestly, there's a lot of people on on Twitter who would say by not wanting to punish players on the field, you're not encouraging players to like tackle safer and things like that. So you're encouraging like head injuries for your own entertainment, and it's like, yeah, I don't agree. Oh, huge red scrum, but man, Samu just picked that out of jail. They're gonna kick that out, surely. There goes the hooter. And get it out of there. Yonna gets rid of it. Well, the Brumbies held on for grim death there. Good win. But like Alan says, that wasn't the most free-flowing game of rugby you've ever seen, but it was certainly a good contest. Red's young halfback has a very hard time. Yeah, they missed a kind of a Tate McDermott there, eh? They've had some injuries. Craig's not impressed. Aileron got the margin. I think I probably got that margin as well. I'm pretty sure. I would have got that. Hope we're in an exciting Druid game, Anthony. Yeah, we'll see how that one goes. Let me see if I pick that before I go. Come on, Super Brew. Get a move on, mate. I said Brumbies by 4. What do I say? I said Brumbies by 4. Can I pick it or can I pick it? Or can I pick it? Or can I pick it? Broken clock is also right twice a day. Taiwan cricket game over. Indeed, man. The game is done. Game is done. Right, folks. Cheers for coming along for the stream. Mods for all your work as usual. Keeping our spammers out of the chat. Appreciate that. What else? Tomorrow there's more Super Rugby on. Fingers crossed we can jump on for the Chiefs at Moana Pacifica. But that will be largely dependent on whether my kids go to bed. So if they do and everything's hunky-dory, then hopefully we'll jump on. And then the next morning for me, but the same day for you guys in Europe or South Africa, Six Nations will be jumping on for France and England. That one's guaranteed. So, yeah, should be good times. Cheers, Grant. Alaran, mate. And Alan. Darcy, our Mr. Journalist Man. Jamie for coming along. Jack. Opamina, Craig. Everybody. Taiwan Cricket. That's Grant. Junaid. Cheers for the modern man. But yeah, you guys all take care of yourselves. And I'll see you again for another one. Take care. Bye-bye.